Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Brown Señoritas. I'm Caro.
I'm Desi.
And I'm Stacy.
And we're so excited to be back. It's been like, what, 2-ish weeks?
Has it?
I feel like
I miss you guys.
It's been like a week and a half because we didn't record last week because it was
Stacy's birthday.
I was on my
yes.
spring break.
Happy birthday.
Yes. Lots of things happened. Birthday, spring break.
Yes,
Disneyland.
It's nice to come back.
It's,
How was Disneyland?
dude, this is so funny because I was like, I didn't grow up watching Disney. Like, I just didn't like TV growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Really?
never, I wasn't a kid that was like, let's watch TV. I was the kid that was like, let's go chat with the adults, you know? So I never watched TV. And so I didn't really get into Disney movies until, honestly, probably now, like my adulthood.
What?
And so I worked at the school where like there were so many Disney adults where they just like are obsessed with Disneyland.
Yeah.
Like people in Utah have season tickets for Disneyland. That's in
Right.
California. Like they would go like 4 or 5 times a year. I'm like, okay, what is the hype? So I went once. And I liked it. Like it was fun.
Wait, before this time?
Before this time. I went one time. It was just one day and
With
we
who?
just did Disneyland. I went with my siblings and Ali. And it rained the whole time.
Oh.
So like that kind of sucked a little bit, but it was nice because we got to go through the rides really fast. But then, so like we did that one day and I liked it. But I wasn't like, oh my gosh, Disneyland is the coolest thing I've ever done in my life. I literally was like, I'm glad I did this and I'm never coming back because I would rather travel and see other things. But then this time around, it was my spring break and my friends and I were like kind of talking about what we should do. And because of a few things, we like couldn't really do a big trip. And one of them was like, let's do Disneyland. And I was like, wait, that'd actually be kind of fun. I want that. Anyway, this time around, I loved it. Like,
okay, good.
like my friend has been before, and so he like led the trip. Like he got us the genie passes.
As a little guy.
He was like, okay, let's do this, and then we'll eat here, and then we'll do this. And so like the genie pass like kind of like you like set up a time to go to the rides, and so you don't wait in line really. And then sometimes there's gaps in between them, so you have time to like, oh, let's go get a snack, let's go get a Dole Whip, let's go get a cookie. So like I really like. I did the rides, I got to chill, eat, watch people. So I got like the full Disneyland experience this time and I loved it.
I love that.
Like,
So it wasn't too full?
No, like the first day it rained in the morning, like we were wet. But we still were able to get through a lot of things. And then when the sun came out in the afternoon, tons of people came. But it was still like doable.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
it wasn't like a festival where you're literally like shoulder to shoulder with people. It was like,
I've been at Disneyland when you're shoulder to shoulder.
oh my goodness.
Really?
Yes, it
That
was.
sounds miserable.
And we thought we were being smart by going the week.
Between Christmas and New Year's? That's never the time to go.
No, it was October. They had
Frightmares or whatever.
it was the third week in October, so it was like the week before Halloween. So I'm like, okay, good time.
No.
We got all this stuff. My mom had just. It was during the time that my mom was like using a wheelchair, so I'm like, perfect. We're gonna have fast access to all these rides, right? Like it's gonna be fine. No, it literally was so packed. And I even asked one of the workers, I'm like, is it always like this in October? Like, we have not been this busy since, like, last year. Like, October was, like, a big month. Not even the summer.
Was everything Halloween themed and stuff?
Yeah.
That's probably
really
why.
fun.
I mean, holidays are big, but for him to say that summer wasn't even that busy.
That's pretty crazy.
And then they had just taken out the wheelchair pass thing. So you could still go to the wheelchair side, but, like...
You just have to wait a little bit.
Yeah, your whole family would have to wait. Like, you know what I mean? Before it was like anyone that had a wheelchair and their family could go on their ride.
That sucks. Why would they do that?
I don't know.
I've never been to Disneyland.
Sorry, I cannot hear you guys like through my headphones. Is that a problem?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
I can hear it.
Okay.
So it will be recorded.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I muted it and unmuted it. Maybe that will.
Okay.
I
But
can
yeah.
hear it. If I stop listening,
Yeah.
then I know it's a problem.
Okay.
Wow, so that's fun. So
Yeah, I really liked it. I don't think I'm like gonna become a Disney adult anytime soon, but I really did like it. Also, it's crazy how much money you spend at Disneyland.
I was gonna ask.
Oh my gosh, like just constantly like buying a snack. It's like $16 every time. It's not for the poor. It is not for the poor.
Was the food good?
Yeah. We ate really good. We had like like Southern food one night, pizza another night, lots of snacks, lots of like churros and ice cream and just everything. There's carts of everything. So it was so fun.
I'm not gonna lie. I think my main motivation to go to Disneyland is to go eat.
Yeah. No, there's tons of that.
There's
like,
a lot of like
stuff.
healthy options too. They've added like a whole vegan restaurant.
As they should.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's
on
California.
the other side.
That's true.
I wonder if people from California just kind of like, oh, let's go to Disneyland today.
Literally, if I was in the area, I would buy a season pass just to go and like hang out at the park one afternoon a week type thing.
Exactly.
Just like it's cool. Like,
Because Californians, they get a discount.
oh, do they?
Oh.
Like a local thing?
A local thing, yeah.
Nice.
Did you know that the people that live around Disneyland, their utilities is paid to Disney? Like Disney owns a lot of the
All the
land
like
there,
water and electricity in the area?
everything. So they pay to Disney.
Dead.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I had no
Crazy.
idea.
I don't know if it's the same company name, right?
Right.
But it's all connected to Disney.
That's really crazy.
I know.
On my mission, I was invited to go to Disneyland all the time.
And you're like,
Wait, what was your
can't
mission?
go.
Anaheim.
Wait, you were in Anaheim?
Yes.
I'm dead and you've never been to
Yes.
Disneyland?
No. Every time we'll drive home after like working in the day, we'll watch the
Aw.
fireworks.
Okay, we stayed at an Airbnb just like a half mile from the park, and we could see the fireworks from the Airbnb. I was
You
literally
can see
like,
it from because California, like that
It's
area
flat.
is pretty flat, so
Yeah.
you can see it.
oh, that's so cool.
I know,
I
but
didn't know you said in Anaheim.
yeah, Anaheim
I'm
was
dead.
my mission.
I'm
California,
dead.
Anaheim.
Might as well be called the
She knows
Disneyland
my
mission.
Yeah, seriously.
That's what we call it.
You could have gone and preached at Disneyland.
Yeah, they don't allow you. Actually, missionaries, if they go to Disneyland or they go to downtown Disney, we're not allowed to wear our.
Oh, your tags?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be taking that thing off every
Like,
day. Be like, downtown
bitch.
Disney, let's
You know, I
go.
love it. Yeah, but you're not allowed. They will kick you out because you look like a worker at Disney. You look like work there if you have a badge.
Oh, yeah.
I see.
And you're like, I am a worker for the Lord. Would you like to hear about a message
So annoying.
about our Lord and Savior, Walt Disney? I'm dead. That's
Sir
actually-
Disney.
Well,
That's awesome.
That's fun. So Stacy's a year older now. Wish her happy birthday in the comments.
Thanks, guys. No,
Happy
I
24,
guess this is
right?
good.
24 years old.
I'm 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
How does it feel? I can't wait to be 24.
I feel even younger than I did at 23.
As you should. Wow.
No, it's funny. I was like talking to someone about this. I'm like, I can't wait for the idea. I mean, not that this is going to happen, but I'm like, the concept of time, like, it's dumb. Like, you should measure our life by, like,
Maturity.
what you've done and the things you've experienced and how mature you are rather than, like, how many years you've lived on Earth.
Yeah.
But
Do you feel like you are 28 or 29?
I just turned 29.
Do you feel that age?
No, not a little bit. Like, not at all.
I
feel
remember being... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I remember being little and thinking of someone being 29. Like, you're the oldest person alive.
Right, yeah.
And I was so intimidated by
Yeah.
20-year-olds.
It's funny. I, like, thought I'd have all my shit together by this age. Like, literally, I'm like... I remember being young. This is so silly. I was a young... Like, I was probably 12 or whatever, and I was like, when I'm in my 20s, I'm going to wear high heels every day. Because that's what 20-year-olds do.
I'm not gonna look like a boring.
I was like, I'm gonna wear high heels every single day.
Carry my
that's
purse everywhere.
Literally, and look at me. Like,
sweats all day.
sweatpants and Birks every day.
I've been forcing the last 2 times I went out to eat out with my friends, like at a nice restaurant, I wore high heels. I'm like, no, I'm doing it.
How do you feel?
I feel so good.
Do you?
I'm like, I feel put together. I feel like a woman.
Yeah.
Feels nice, but then it's like, okay, as soon as you get home, I kick that shit out of my face so fast. Because it hurts, like it's uncomfortable, but
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I mean,
I feel like a woman.
yeah. Well, I definitely love those nights where you like dress up for an event and you're like, yeah. But like an everyday thing, like I don't know why I feel like everybody in Guatemala like wore heels everywhere to like the grocery store.
In Brazil,
and I'm
too.
like, relax.
Everyone's put together down south.
I
Relax.
think it's Utah though. I'm pretty sure if we didn't live here, we would dress differently. Because the things that you would do if you lived in New York will probably call for high heels more often than here.
I guess maybe.
Like,
I have definitely become more fachula here, 100%.
yeah, totally.
It's just everywhere.
Okay, but is it fachula or is it prioritizing our comfort?
For sure. But I mean, like...
Because
Like, I care
my
less.
comfort is my number one.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I will not leave my house if I do not feel comfortable.
I think
do.
it's the culture, because like in Mexico, you would rather be caught dead than go to Walmart in flip flops. Like even the poor people try to wear their best attire when they go outside. Whereas here and over there, it's because you know that you're gonna be judged or treated differently because of how you look. 100%. Unfortunately, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
At least that's how it was growing up for us. So when we moved here. Like, my mom was always, like, telling us, you always have to look better because we don't want them to think of us as less. They already think of us as less, but we don't want them to give them more motivation to treat us differently. And so, but here, people don't really care about appearance as much, which is a nice thing to grow up on or grow up in. But I think now at this point, I'm like, all right, I can choose to continue like this or, like, bring a little bit of that classy, put together look.
It's nice. I think it builds confidence.
And I think there's a balance in
for
all
sure.
things.
Yeah.
And I also think that, like, it's stupid. That
it's
people
dumb.
judge you for what you're wearing. Like, and to be honest, like, when I go home, I dress that, like, in, like, rebellion of that. Because I'm like, my personality is the only thing that you should care about.
I agree.
But here we are.
That's just not the world we live in.
That's not.
In some areas. But yeah, like people here, I was so surprised when I'm like, you guys are rich and dress like that? You know, like there's so many, I mean, at least the people I was exposed to younger, there were members of the church that just were loaded, right? And I'm like, and you show up at church with those same shoes?
Literally.
You know? Or like a van that's just like
nasty.
Falling apart. Yeah. Nasty. I'm like, don't you have money to buy another van? But just people here don't care. They just put their priority somewhere else.
Right. It's like, and that's how it should be. Honestly, it's like you spend your money where you want.
Yeah. 100%.
And let other people spend their money where they want.
Whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
Seriously, but I mean, you try to tell that to previous generations in Latin America, be like, no.
Literally.
Appearance is everything.
Como te ven, te tratan. That's
That's
what my mom, and then in a way, like I feel like I was treated differently growing up in a more positive way because of how I dressed. But
That
I
is
also
true, though.
didn't want to feel like, oh, I'm better than you, right? Because I come from like almost the same situation. I just have maybe different access to things, but it's just, you know, that's just how it was. And like,
and there is truth to it.
Yeah.
Like the way you present yourself, like if you're like dirty and stuff, like people are not gonna take you seriously. And I had a thought and it just ran away. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. I hate how people judge people by the way they look, but at the same time, it's like I'm pretty hard on myself about things as well. Like I hate being underdressed. Like I hate it.
But overdressed too is so embarrassing.
I would rather be way overdressed than underdressed though. Like I would rather. Granted, for like certain events, if it's Walmart, I don't care. Or if it's like with you guys, I don't care. But if it's any type of event, I'm like, I would rather be a little bit overdressed than underdressed. Yeah. Just because, I don't.
I agree with you.
There's still a little bit of that subconscious like need to still look and like want to fit into wherever you're at. So, anyways. How did we start talking about that?
I don't even know. We always do this.
Disneyland. That's how we are.
Disneyland culture.
You should know by now.
Yeah.
Yes.
But our main topic today, what we wanted to talk about was dating. And specifically...
Online dating. We were talking earlier just about like life and stuff. And of course it comes up. And then we're like, wait.
Let's talk about
Should we talk about that? So it's funny. People ask me like, how do you guys come up with your topics? And I'm like...
we literally showed up today. I'm like, wait, guys, what are we going to talk about? And we were all like, we don't know.
But then
like, we had some ideas.
Then it literally, they come to us. So you could say we're professionals now.
Yes.
All right, online dating. Online dating. I remember the first time online dating was like the first time I ever heard of it. My friend was like on his phone.
What was it?
Tinder.
100%.
I don't remember.
So I was at my friend's house and he's like, 3 for 3, 4 for 4, 5 for 5. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I'm matching with everybody I'm like swiping right to. And I was like, what are you talking about? What is that? And then he explained to me that you see a picture and then you either swipe left if you don't like them, right if you do. And I was like,
dude, the concept of that, this is like,
the concept blew my mind.
It was before my mission. So I remember hearing about it and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to get on it because I'm about to leave. And this is what, 2013? Mm-hmm. But then, yeah, when I came back, I got on it and I'm just like just the concept of swiping left or right. That's insane.
There's just, it's just, there are too many people in this world. We don't need to know so many people. Like, we should really stick to a group of, like, 25 people and just pick one of them.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, you're the best one of the bunch. Like, that's it. Mm-hmm. But no, we have access to every human.
Ever.
So is that, like, good or
I think it's
not
bad.
Good? Why?
I think it's bad,
because you'll always be like, because, I don't know. I mean.
You'll always be like, well, what's out there?
Right. It's like.
And what more is out there?
And you don't. Like, by looking at these pictures, by looking at so many pictures, there's certain things that you just, like, judge, and you're like, well, he had this picture, so it's, like, an automatic note where it's like, okay, you don't actually know the person.
Yeah, true.
Like, I know the people I know, and I love them dearly. If I were to see one picture of them, I'd be like, I'd say no to you. Not that they're, like, ugly or whatever, but it's just, like, one picture isn't enough.
Right.
And so I think we treat these social media, these, like, dating apps, like, it's just so shallow. It's just very, like, I'm seeing
it's
just
super shallow.
One tiny glimpse of you. Not even, like, really what you even look like, because people post pictures when they were younger or when they were skinnier or when
they don't even show their face.
And
sometimes.
I'm saying, your people, that's me. I'm like, picture
when
from
I was
last year when I was so hot, and now I'm like, no pictures of me this year, please.
But it's all really fake, because you're right. Yeah. Like, you never really know what the person really is like, and I wonder how many guys I swiped left. That I will probably go on a date with if I met them in person,
or
because
literally
they're charming.
Be like the love of your life.
Yeah.
Right.
You never know. But I mean, based on my experience with online dating, they're not very cute. I don't think I'm making mistakes swiping left, to be honest. I'm pretty certain that this is not going to go anywhere.
I'm in, like, such different headspaces sometimes when I'm on the apps. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm going to take my time with each person and see what they're truly like.
You're too nice.
And then other times I'm like, I'm just going to swipe right if I'm DDF, you know, with you. Like, that's it.
Oh, my God.
It's like, I don't know, honestly.
Do you think guys have the same feeling towards
I have no idea what goes
like
on
that?
in men's minds.
Because I feel like guys are more just physical.
Right.
100%. Right?
I think the majority of guys, unless you're like an awesome guy, but even then, I think they are looking for just physical.
Yeah.
And it's all about the looks. But honestly, I can't judge. I do the same thing. Like, if
we're all doing the same thing.
If you don't, like, that's what online dating is about. Like, you're showing how you're physical, because I don't know you. I don't know your personality. So really, I'm judging here based on what you look like. Well, and then whatever comes next will come later,
right,
when I meet you in person. But really, we're judging based on what they look. Yeah. Because that's all you see.
And technically, that is kind of how we work. Like, when we meet someone, the first thing we do is see them. Mm-hmm. Granted, like, immediately we, like, talk to them. So there's more to, like, meeting people that way. But yeah, the apps, it's crazy. Because, like, I've been on the apps for years. Mm-hmm. Like, on and off. Right now, I'm off. Nice. But who knows what will happen tomorrow.
If I get bored.
Literally, I'm like, on the apps, I'm like, I'm bored. Delete everything.
But then you think that's not going to make you bored. And then once you get on it, you're even more bored. Because there's nothing to do there.
Literally, I'm on the apps, I'm bored. I get off the apps, I'm bored. I'm like,
it's not helpful.
But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to meet anybody. Like, I was on the apps a couple months ago. Remember, and this guy messaged me? Yes. We were talking about him. He called me.
Yes.
Uh-huh. And you guys were like, talk to him, go on. And I'm like, I don't want to. I literally know that if I open that door, my peace will be disturbed.
Right.
And I don't want it. I don't want any. But then I still want to be on the apps.
It's because you want to see if there's one guy that's worth your peace.
Well, and then I still want to just, like, have, like, chatty conversations. Yeah. Like, ask me questions. Like, let's talk. And then they're like, do you want to come over? And I'm like, delete. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I want is the thing either.
Me neither.
I'm like, sometimes I'm like, okay, do I just want you to be like, here's my address, come over here right now? Or do I want deep, meaningful conversation? I don't know.
You know what my hope is with the app? I am not looking for a boyfriend. I'm looking...
App? Is that specifically?
Like Hinge. I'm not on Tinder. I'm on Hinge.
Okay.
I was on Hinge last year.
And I've been on Bumble, which is a little better.
Is it? I've never been on Bumble.
Yeah.
Should I try that
Guys
one?
are
I was on Bumble when it came out forever ago.
Yeah?
I thought it was
okay,
weird.
let's make a profile tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Because
I do this all the time.
I'm not on Bumble right now, but I have been. And I think, what was I saying? So apps.
Sorry.
Oh, my purpose. I get on it because I really just want to see if there's something out there. It's like that little hope. I'm like, maybe here I'm going to see a cute guy that matches my energy, that likes what I do. It's like I hold on to the hope that he might be out there and this might be the easiest way to meet him, because guys nowadays, they don't come up and talk to you. They don't come up and say hi. They don't ask you. They don't even ask for your phone number. They ask for your Snapchat. So it's like...
Also, though, I'm not even meeting people.
When's the last time you met a new guy?
No, I haven't.
Well, I have, actually, but...
Like, I'm not going to meet them at work.
Right.
I'm not going to meet them with my friends. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to meet them with you guys.
Yeah.
Like,
you have to use the apps. I honestly feel like it's... Part of it's our focus. Like, now that we're grown, we have this really set routine. Like... This is my work. This is my life. Like, it's very set. And when you're younger, like, you're moving so much. You're going to college. Now you're doing this.
You're around a lot new
Yeah, you meet new people very often. And I feel like now in your late 20s, your life is just more, like, organized.
Right.
And not a lot of new people are coming in.
Yeah.
I feel like.
You're just more selective of where you spend your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's part of it that I think makes it hard for us to meet new guys. But also, we can't forget, like, guys don't approach girls anymore, at least in person. Like, you will know because you're married.
Job.
But
that's what
guys, like, literally, they will meet me in person and they will stalk me on Instagram, find me, and then send me a message. They won't even, like, come up to me in person and be like, hey, I think you're really cute.
That's
maybe like right after you meet a guy, you just go on your Instagram, make it private for a couple days and see what happens.
Yeah,
so he doesn't
literally.
so he's like curious.
He doesn't have that option.
But what I was gonna say is, I remember there's this lady in like the real estate world, and she just got married a couple years ago, and she's older, but she told me that she wanted a guy that was well off financially, someone that could just take care of her.
Right.
So what did she do? She went to expensive restaurants and she would just hang out at the bars and like go dressed up all nice. And eventually she met someone and he takes care of her. So it's like, and then I remember also my mom telling me, it's like, well, what do you want in your future husband? Like, would you want someone that rock climbs? I'm like, that's not really what I'm into.
Literally no.
So she's like, well, what if like an art class? Okay, sure. So it's like, pick your hobbies at this point in our lives. Like, what is something that you would like to spend time doing? And if you had someone doing that with you, like, how much better would that be? And if that's a hobby you want to do, then go to that class. Go to those
That's actually great
activities.
advice.
Yeah.
Be where you want your person to be involved.
Yeah, because if they're there sharing the same hobby and, like, having just as much fun, like, it's not going to be hard to, like, hey, what should we do? It's like, oh, we already have our salsa class that we're going to. Right? Like, it's just put yourself in the places that you want to meet the person, or, like, that you want the person to be like you. That doesn't make sense.
That's great advice, actually. I'm now thinking.
I can't actually, like, put myself in a situation of, like, because I've heard that before, the, like, oh, you want to meet rich dudes, like, go to a fancy hotel and, like, sit at the bar. Mm-hmm. I do not want to go sit in a bar and wait for someone to pick me up. Like, that sounds so lame to me.
I've done that with a friend. Nothing happened.
Well, I'm sure not the first time. Maybe
like in the movies, like you're at a bar, and then dude's like, "Can I buy you a drink?" And then you like chit chat and hit it off. It's like, you want to
happened to me.
That's movie.
Yeah,
that's movie.
Like, when have a guy ever offered to buy you a drink? Well, actually, I have that happen once, and
but
the ugliest guy, like, not my.
No, I have had dudes be like, "Oh, let me buy you a drink. Let me buy you a drink." I'm like, I know your intentions, and that's not what...
let you.
Right, no.
I want you to think
I don't...
Like, for example, I mean, I guess for a long time,
Man.
in my early 20s, I was partying a lot. And I'm like, do I want to meet my husband here? No, 100%.
Right.
I did not want a clubbing
Okay, but
husband.
then I'm there too.
Exactly, right?
But are you the best version of yourself? Probably not.
But it's like,
but that's what you like,
it's
right?
once every in a while, though. You know what I mean? It's
Right,
like,
for sure.
I could meet them there, and then they're like, oh, this is like once
I don't
want
to be here either.
Right, and it's like, okay, so like it could still happen.
It could happen.
For sure.
It could be your meet cute.
Well, and I was going to say, there's
But you do have a point. Don't
Yes.
be where you don't want him to be at.
and like, there's times that like my husband, I'm like, he's such a homebody, but I'm like, do I want him to be the opposite of that, always wanting to go out and party? Definitely not. So
Yeah.
I'd rather have this than deal with like, oh, he's going out with his buddies.
Wants to go clubbing every weekend?
Yeah.
Ew.
I'd be happy if you were like, hey, me and my buddies want to go clubbing. Yes, please go. Because I just know that's not him.
Yeah.
It's just like a once in a
Time
lifetime
thing.
event.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure, and I have confidence in him and trust in him. But yeah, if it was like continuously happening, and I mean, if I would have met him at the club, it would have been kind of like, wait, is this something that you do all the time? Or is this once in a while? Just because that's not what I want.
Yeah. And I mean, at the club, everyone's, like, the idea of meeting someone at the club,
They romanticize it so much.
Yeah,
though.
but you can romanticize it, but the
literally-
reality is
it's so gross.
It's so gross.
So
Everyone's-
dark. It's sweaty and sticky.
Exactly.
That's not and
It's not sexy.
99% of the time that I'm at the club, I'm like, I'm ready to go now.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go home now.
like you
like
a guy would
please
never
get me
text
out
me
of
here.
these shoes and let
Yes.
me go home.
Except that all-girl party we went to, that was fun.
Oh, I could be. But see, it's like the pressure's off.
Yeah,
At all girl things.
100%.
It's like I'm just gonna have fun.
That's what it's about.
So,
I wish
like,
life was
for
easy.
you guys, like, what would be the best ideal place to meet your future husband?
Ooh,
At
at
the
a yoga
gym.
class.
Wait, gym? Wait, what did you say? Gym?
At the gym.
At the gym or
at the
like
gym?
like a community kind of thing, like gym or at a class.
Literally, like
What about the grocery store?
That's awkward
I
as
never
fuck.
go to the grocery store.
And he was buying, like, bad food.
A guy would never come talk to you at a grocery store because there's a lot of people looking.
What if he's like, hey, can you help me out finding this? Do you know what this is?
I'd be like, you can't find it for yourself. You're a big boy. You don't know how to navigate a grocery store.
I've seen some
I'm just
cute
kidding,
guys.
that's so mean.
I've seen some cute guys at Trader Joe's, but I'm like, we look at each other, we stare, and I'm like,
don't go
okay, then this is it. Cause like, would you ever like? I'm embarrassed to go talk to a guy at Trader Joe's because I feel like people are looking. I don't know.
Maybe
Like that is too crowded.
Honestly, I don't know what goes on in my mind because when I'm in public, that's not something I'm ever thinking about.
At the grocery store?
I'm never thinking like, oh, who is here?
No, but if you see someone, just like, oh wow,
Dude,
look
I
at this guy.
literally don't think I have my eyes open.
Okay, go to Trader Joe's though. I've seen some really cute guys there.
So Trader Joe's, the gym,
Like
was
a
Barnes and
yoga
Nobles?
class.
Barnes and
no,
Noble?
I could never.
I
meet a
reading
guy
a
at
book.
I
Coffee.
don't go to Barnes and Noble.
Me neither.
I've
if
been and I like it, but I'm not.
You know what we should do?
And why are
we
you
should
there,
go to
first of
these
all?
places.
Why are you reading books right now?
Like I have nothing better to do.
Like you really are spending your free time at Barnes and Noble? And then they're like, you are too. And then that would be a good meet cute, but I'm not there.
What were you gonna say?
Well, I was just going to say that it'd be interesting if you guys... I mean, I would definitely join you guys, but I would not take part of it.
You're there for the support.
I'm just there for the support. I'll be the one recording, right?
Oh my
But I'm
gosh.
like, it'd be cool to go to these places, hang out for a little bit, and see what happens.
We should do that this summer.
And just
We
like
go to Barnes and
dress
Noble?
cute.
No
Oh.
places.
Or like even
Okay.
what about a farmer's
pool.
market? That would be cute.
Okay, but do you guys go to farmers market? And it's kind of concerning if you're a guy and you go. Like I don't know where
See,
to
literally,
go.
the dude I want, the only thing I want him doing is going to the gym.
Okay.
So
Yes.
I will only meet them at the gym.
I have a gym crush.
Do you?
I already told you that.
I can't remember.
Have you talked to him?
No.
Has he looked
You gotta
at,
leave your water bottle right next to him,
Yes.
go off and do another thing, and then come right back and be like, oh my gosh, did you see my water bottle? And then he'll be like, oh yeah, it's right here. And like, oh, thanks so much. By the way, I like your, say one thing you like. And then
Or like, hey,
that sparks
Desi, by the way.
oh, and maybe you don't offer your name. I don't know. I'm so like not flirty. I'm literally,
Me neither.
I don't,
I don't know how to
I'm
do
great
it.
at small talk.
Uh-huh.
But with an intention, I'm bad at it. Like if I'm like, I
I
have the
have
intention
no
to
game.
like
Okay.
I got no game either.
I always tell my friends, if I ever had a boyfriend at some point in my life, I promise you it wasn't any of my effort. Because I don't know how to talk.
I just expect things to happen naturally. That's literally what I'm expecting.
Yes.
I'm like, one day it's just gonna happen.
Kyle's like, they're never gonna get married.
They're not putting forth any effort. Correct.
I did put your guys' names on the temple. So.
I'm dead.
I always do.
I'm dead.
Okay, I love that. I appreciate it.
That's cute. I love that.
See, I don't think...
wait. You guys want to know something?
Yes.
I used to think...
What?
That you were gonna meet him in the temple.
Okay, I think in the celestial room we'd see each other and be like, damn, we're so spiritual, dude. Like, let's just get married. Dude.
Do you feel this? Yes,
I literally thought that would have happened.
And
I went to the temple like 3 times and then I was like,
I think every girl has been there. And guy, too, if they're like really Mormon.
I'm not a huge fan of... I would call that a little bit of the toxic culture that we were...
Oh, that's 100% toxic.
And thinking that only those places where it was going to be.
Why did we go to church for so long?
You know, the last guy I dated that I was engaged to, him and I went to the temple for the first time, and I was like, Kate, once we go to the temple, like, for sure I'll have my answer that he is the one, because, like, we were already engaged, I think, and I was just kind of, like, waiting for a little bit more confirmation, because I was super nervous about everything, and nothing happened, right, and I was just like, all right, well, there it is. But, like, at the same time, it's interesting how, like, subconsciously, we don't have to go into it, but, like, you're like, well, I'm in a holy place. Like, I need to have some sort of, like, confirmation. But sometimes it's really just up to you. Wherever you are, whether it's a holy, clean, whatever, it's up to you.
See, my thing is, if your mind is full of doubts, that's a big no.
Yeah.
And if you're at peace, that's a big yes.
100%.
That's what I go off of. And I've been doubting every single person I've ever dated, so...
It's just literally, like, listen to your gut. There's other ways
I've never felt peace?
I've never
felt peace.
What is that?
What is peace?
With a guy?
I've literally only felt peace on my own.
Yeah,
literally.
If that.
No, seriously, when you feel it, it's like...
Wow.
You're just so... for me, I was, like, super unsure. I'm like... I feel it, but I'm like, really? With this guy? Not that I was, like, disappointed, but I was just like, this quick, this fast, like this easy? Yeah. This is how it's supposed to be? And I just had to go with it because I felt the complete opposite before. And I'm like, I feel good here. I have to trust it.
I do think I, like, want that. Sometimes I say, like, I don't have to have that. But I'm like, I do want, like, peaceful companionship.
Yeah.
I'm
peaceful
just want to have
cuddles.
a good time. Like, stop being so...
I mean, and honestly, outside of Utah, you guys are, like, normal age of being single.
Right.
And normal hotness.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think
outside of Utah.
No, literally, it's crazy. Like, not to, like, be, like, all awesome or whatever, but, like, I go to Vegas, I go to New York, and, like, dudes literally, like, say things to me. Mm-hmm. They, like, stop and they're like, wait, hold up. And I'm like...
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Like, in front of my mom.
I
like,
love that.
We were in Disney World, or one of the Florida parks, and there was, like, a group of dudes that literally came up to me, like, hey, and I was like, and my mom's like, did that just happen to you? And I was like, yeah, dude. It, like, in Vegas, it happened. Like, dudes are not, but here in Utah, not one dude ever approaches me. And so I'm like, I think I need to move. But why is my family here, bro? Why are you guys here?
I know.
I can't leave you guys.
Oh my gosh, and I could never do like a long distance relationship. No. If I met someone somewhere else.
Yeah, if I were you, I just trust the process and keep going to the gym. If that's where you want to
keep going. Yes.
Person, if anything, it also...
Stacey, let's go to the gym together sometime.
It benefits you guys.
I go at 6 a.m. now.
Okay, but in the summer you won't.
Oh, yes, in the summer I won't, yeah.
And we're almost there.
With you guys.
Yes, and then we can just all support each other.
And I'll be down here in the summer.
Okay, good. We'll just go support each other, and then we'll just keep an eye for the cuties, and then, do our thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's go back to online dating.
Online dating. Okay, I had to say something. When online dating kind of became a thing, everybody was like, oh, this Tinder thing. And people were, like, meeting up and, like, dating and then getting married. I was always, like, a skeptic. Mm-hmm. I was always like, that's fake, bro. Like, there's no way you could see someone's picture, match with them, and then, boom, it works out. Like, I was a non-believer. Mm-hmm. But then, like, Bro, people literally, like, people I'm very close to have, like, met people on the apps, dated, and, like, this is my person. Like, this is the one. And they get married and have been married. I'm like, wait. So then I had to become a not skeptic and, like, be like, all right, maybe this does work for some people. Hasn't worked for me yet, but that's okay. And I honestly, most of the time, it's me because I'm on the apps, and my friend always says this. The dating apps are like an adult fidget spinner. It's just something to do. It's like, I'm bored, I'm just going to swipe. Or like, I'm going to bed, I'm going to swipe.
And who doesn't like getting messages, you know?
Right.
And being admired.
And I do get messages. And sometimes very disgusting messages.
Most of the time.
Literally, some men
are pigs.
Have no shame in the things they say. Like, not just like, we've been talking for 3 weeks. And now I'm going to say something overly sexual. No, it's like, I am opening this conversation with the most sexual thing I can think of. And I'm like...
Gross.
But
that's what makes me not want to be on the app. Because I'm like, I don't want to be talked to every day like this.
Oh, if they say one... Okay. This is probably so dumb. This is so dumb. But on my profile, I'll put like one very sexy bikini pic. And if dudes... only say something about that picture or like overly like look at that picture, I'm like, no,
that's a good trick.
It's my little trick because I'm like, yes, but at the same time it's like, yes, I obviously want you to like me physically and I appreciate it, but if that's what if the conversation only focuses on that, I'm like, okay, you just want booty, and I get it. We've all been there, but I know it's not like a for real thing. Like, I know this isn't like, oh, let's.
Have you guys ever like, I don't say hooked up, but like met up with a guy from like the apps and like just hung out with him that night and then never talked to them again?
No.
I have.
Yes.
Many
times. And every time I do it, I hate myself.
But I didn't hook up with him. I just never saw him again.
I mean, the hook up as in Utah terms, we can just leave it at like making out.
Yeah, no, I didn't even kiss him.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
But I don't feel good. I never do.
Do you guys know I met my ex-boyfriend on Mutual?
I think you did tell us. That's crazy.
We would have never been friends if it wasn't for Mutual.
Thank you, Mutual.
That's true.
I don't know. I feel like
it connects
we would have found a way.
It worked for me. Like, I met this great guy and we dated for a really long time. Like, it worked. Yeah. You know, and it could have worked. Whatever. And my sister met her husband through it too. She's married to this guy she met online. So did my mom. She married her husband. She met him online.
What? That's crazy.
But the thing is too, it was all like my sister, like COVID time, where like nobody was really meeting anybody because she wasn't going to college. Everything was from home. Like, what are you gonna do? Everyone got on Tinder. Everyone got on Hinge. Everyone got online dating starting like 2020 because that was the only way to meet people. So it kind of like, I feel like it kind of made people just take the leap, because I think for a really long time people were like, no, like, I never want to meet my husband from an online app. Like, I never want to do this. I felt like that too.
Yeah.
But I feel like once COVID hit, there was no other way.
Yeah, it was like...
And there's honestly nothing to be ashamed of. Like, there's people that are like, let's lie about how we met. I'm like, why?
Right.
I think I did hear a lot about it at first, like, oh, we didn't tell people that we met on Tinder. Now it's just like, oh, Tinder, and everyone's response be like, oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, it's just
normal. We got to see, like, the great awakening of
We did. We saw the whole process.
We saw it, because we were dating before dating apps were around, and then we've been through the beginning and to the point where it's completely normalized, where it's, like, completely normal to...
But don't you remember, like... having guys, like, I remember guys talking to me because they met me in person and coming up to me, and now I don't get that anymore. I feel like the apps trained guys to not approach girls in person.
Maybe.
Or just made
like,
it easier.
I remember it not being like this before.
I also think that before I was in a place where I was consistently around new people, like college.
Yeah, same.
So, like, I do think that with age and, like, you have a job and you kind of just hang out with yourself after work and, you know, like, I genuinely don't think I meet anybody new. Like, yes, I'll see people truly just at the gym. That's it.
Yeah.
Because at school, it's my coworkers and then, like, they're a bunch of girls. So
right.
it's like that's.
But then at the gym too, you have to go at different times. Because if you go at the same time every day, then it's just the same people.
Right.
That's true.
So,
or different gyms. Yeah.
Or different gyms. It's just too much. Can he just fall
and most dudes, not most dudes, a lot of dudes I've realized too work out at their work gyms. So it's like some people aren't even like.
Well, then that's on him though. Like
That's
he
on
really
him,
thinks he's gonna meet a girl staying inside.
And you
maybe you can
shouldn't
also
piss in the
start
pool.
posting like what gyms you're at. I don't know if that would be too creepy, but
I'm at Vasa, everybody.
I got a guy to message me because I posted that I was at US.
yeah,
There you go.
So
stuff like that.
it happens. I genuinely hated that the only way the guys approach is online.
Yeah.
Because it's just annoying, but at least that happens.
Okay, I have a question. What are like, and I guess this is for Desi because God, you're not on the apps. Hopefully, I'm just kidding. What are like profile things that you're like instant ick?
The fish pictures.
Oh, yes, the
Fish pictures.
Guns.
I get the
gun.
biggest ick from guys taking selfies.
Me too. If a guy is like taking selfies,
Yeah, that's
I'm like,
weird.
Like,
ew.
you're telling me you picked up your phone and you
And, like,
found
you
the perfect angle and you took a picture of yourself?
That's so gross.
I can't. Guys,
No.
selfies are not for you.
No,
It's for
selfies
the girls
are for
only.
girls. 100%.
Like, have someone take a cool picture of you. That's it.
Yes.
That's
yes.
A
interesting.
selfie.
A mirror selfie. Bro, a shirtless mirror selfie.
That's what I get the biggest
Like,
ick from a
yeah.
guy showing his body. Like, I can see you look good through your clothes. That's it.
I'm
Yeah.
okay with like one shirtless pic if it's like,
At the
we're
beach.
swimming.
Yeah.
It's like I'm like at the pool. But a shirtless selfie,
Like,
bro.
he's trying.
A shirtless mirror selfie.
Don't
Hell
do it.
no.
Don't do it.
That screams I'm a narcissist to me.
What if it was a girl doing that? What would you
Well,
think?
I'm
of
not
I'm
looking at
sure.
girls.
I'm sure guys look at girls like that and think,
Do you post like
hell no.
bikini mirror pics? No.
But the thing is, I know the kind of guy I will attract if I posted pictures
For
like
sure.
that, and those are not the guys I want. So
Yeah.
why would I do that?
Yeah, for sure.
To
You know?
weed them out.
I think if that's what you're into, like you just want to hook up, like you're just there for the fun, do whatever.
Yeah, dude.
I know what I want to attract, so I'm gonna act accordingly.
Yeah.
Do
Also, okay, things that I like on dudes' profiles, and I think I try to do the same, is show me like your well-roundedness. Like most profiles, like Hinge or whatever, you put like 5 pictures. Put 5 pictures, and this goes for me too. Like this is what I try to do. 5 pictures of different things that I like. So one of me, like hiking in nature. One of a face pic. Like look at my face. This is what I actually look
Show
like.
me
This
what you
is
actually
the
look
real
like.
me.
Yeah.
And then like things that I like to do, like a picture of
Coloring.
me at a concert, like at a
yeah.
festival or something like that. Things that I'm like, okay,
Personality.
by looking at my profile, you'll see like, oh, this girl likes to be outside. She likes to, go to festivals and concerts or like, and I like the same when I'm looking at dudes' profiles. If they have 4 pictures of the same exact thing, I'm like, bro, did you not think this through or do you not have a personality?
or do you really don't want to go out with someone?
Right. Oh.
Okay, I'm not done with the bad things though.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
let's keep it going.
Before, I just thought I hate when guys post the first picture on their profile is a picture of him and his mom. Like, why in the world would you do that?
Or
It's
like a
weird.
picture of them with a hot girl.
Yeah, or a girl.
And they're like, oh, this is
I'm
my
like,
cousin.
I'm sorry, like,
No,
why did...
you know how many guys I've seen that says me and my best friends, like that thing from
And it's the
Hinge?
girl?
And it's like him and a girl. I'm like, you really think I'm gonna like this?
Yeah.
Let me tell you right now.
That's the worst
The
way to
boy-girl
attract a
best
girl.
friend situation, that doesn't work. And we're not
Once
going to
you
get
hit your
involved.
30s, late
No.
20s, it's like...
Don't do it. Just avoid
I
it.
will never in my life ever again date a guy that says he has a girlfriend.
No, it's funny because it's like, dudes will post a picture with like a hot girl. And I'm like, okay, who is she? 1, is she your ex? Because if she's your ex, why is she on here?
Yeah.
2, is it your cousin? Why are you posting a picture with your cousin? Is it your sister? If that's your sister, she's gonna hate me.
Yeah.
Or if that's just like, there's no good reason for you to post a picture with another girl.
You can always crop them out. Like there's editing
if you look
tools.
really good in that picture, crop it.
Yeah, just crop it, or just put like something over their face.
You know what guys also do that's really dumb? They'll post 4 pictures of them with a group. I'm like, who are you? Who are you? Which one are you?
Like,
and they're never the hot one.
No, they're never the cute one in the group. And you know what I've done? This is kind of bad. I found guys on Tinder on like Hinge, because that's the one I'm on right now, and they have a picture with like 3 other guys, and I realized that the cute guy is not him, and I go and I find the cute guy.
How?
Because usually people have their Instagram. So I go to their Instagram and like, where's the friend? And I find the friend.
That's nice.
Okay.
So sometimes it's helpful.
Yeah.
But most of the time.
It might be your way to find someone else.
Yeah. Exactly. I have done that.
Dude, that's crazy.
Real quick, there's a funny story. I remember when I was on Tinder. Was I Tinder? Yeah. And me and my sister matched with the same guy.
I'm dead.
And we were, for some reason, in the same room, and I was like, oh, I just matched with this guy. She's like, oh my gosh, I just did it. So, like, the conversation I was having with him, she would reply to that question. Or, like, she would answer my question that he gave me. Does that make sense?
Through her account.
Yeah. So we were both in the same room, and we were texting the same guy.
That's funny.
And so then he would ask her questions, and then I would reply that answer. We were just messing with the kid.
Was he so confused?
Oh, so confused. So funny.
You guys also have a very similar face.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't know why
he was probably really confused.
These girls are sisters.
Or he probably...
And the same last name.
Right.
What's wrong with people?
That's a little funny.
That's funny.
That is really funny.
I think sometimes it's fun to mess around with dudes. To just say stupid things on there. It's fun.
Just have fun.
What else gives you the ick?
Okay, so I put on my Hinge when I had it a few months ago, and this is like dumb, I guess. I don't know. But so Hinge has like prompts that you can answer like with words, right? Mm-hmm. And so one of them was like, you should not go out with me if, and I put on mine, I said, you should not go out with me if you're conservative. Mm. How many conservative dudes are still swiping, bro? I'm like, bro, I literally put there, I'm like, if you're conservative, I don't want you. Like,
at all.
It's not gonna work for me. Like, I'm just not there. And I applaud the people that are very like politically like versatile, but I am not. I'm so far one way that I'm like, sorry.
I think they're just that desperate.
And then they'll put like, any type of like MAGA hats, like anything like that. That's an automatic 100% never. And if you are like that, sorry, just change the way you are, I guess.
You know what gives me the ick? When a guy messages you and the message doesn't even start with a hi or how are you.
What was it? The dude messaged you? It was one word. What was it? Teeth or something like that? What was it?
What did he say? Ice.
Just eyes.
Like which eyes are
like
talking about?
But you know what was disappointing? He was really cute. Like just my type. Messages me.
Ice.
And then I said, what? And I never said anything ever again.
Then you get someone that was like, oh, if you want to talk to me, you better come pick me up.
Yes. I've gotten a couple of messages.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Of guys being like, yeah, I'm down to go out with you if you come and pick me up. Or I'm down to go out with you if you pay for the first dinner. I'm like,
since when are you the princess?
Exactly.
I am the princess.
Oh my gosh. Literally, it's just like, you are such a little girl.
Maybe he doesn't have a car. And that's
then get a car. And if you don't have a car, why are you talking to me?
Why are you on the apps?
Yeah, at this age.
Get it together.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's interesting how like a lot of things would fly or like I would be okay with when I was younger. I'm like, oh, you don't have a car? That's okay. You just came home from the mission.
We're 27.
I get
28.
it. We're starting to hit our 30s, late 20s. It's like, you have to have something going on.
And the least you could do, you don't even tell me you don't have a car. Just pay for the Uber and show up.
Yeah.
Or borrow
don't let me know.
Friend's car.
It's something figured out.
I really am sad and sucks that you guys have to deal with all of that in this time and age. Even like dating 5 years ago was so different from what it is right now.
Yeah.
I get a lot more bullshit than I do like good messages.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, it's like 99% of it is bad.
Yes.
And honestly, the 1% isn't even worth it most of the time. It's
like, and then when you do get a really nice message, you're like, but you're not my type.
Right.
Well, I definitely have hope that you guys will find the right person at the right time. And you'll know. I know it's going to happen.
The right person is you guys.
Literally, I'm so like emotionally fulfilled with my friends that I don't need anybody.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Is there any other icks that you can think of?
So the mirror selfies. Honestly, I don't mind the fish pics.
I don't like the sunglasses either.
You don't like sunglasses?
Yeah, sunglasses with the fish pics?
Oh, no. I can't.
And it's like those, it's not even like cool shades. It's like the dad shades. I remember seeing those a lot here, and I'm like, what?
You guys.
Sir.
There was this really cute guy one time on Hinge, and like I saw the first picture, I was like, okay, cute. Second picture, cute. Third, hot. The third was a video of him like dressed as Spider-Man for Halloween, and he was just doing this to the camera, and I'm like, you just ruined everything. Aww. You were so cute.
Okay, maybe he was drunk.
I don't care.
Okay.
Why would you post that? You can
show his fun side.
To show his silly side.
That wasn't silly. That was very
but
stupid.
I also don't think Desi is, and me either. I don't think we're into very goofy dudes.
No.
Like, I don't
like goofy
goofiness
guys.
to me is not one. Like,
not
and there
cute.
are some girls that love that. They're like, I love when dudes are really goofy. And I'm like, no, you gotta be like just
sexy,
cool and sexy. Yeah.
Just like a man.
And that's probably.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Damn.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Just kidding. I don't like goofy guys. That's for sure. That's a great.
Because I don't think I'm a very goofy person. So it's like.
Like I want you to be funny and have a good sense of humor, but like I don't want that to be your personality.
Yeah.
Like, why are you so goofy though?
I mean, I can handle a little bit. I can handle a little bit of goofy, but time and place. I don't know. But maybe I also don't know anything. I also literally don't know anything.
What do you mean?
Like, I just, like, one moment I want something, the other moment I want something else, you know?
There was this guy from my mission.
We could have this conversation tomorrow, and it would be a completely different...
Actually, I love guys when...
I'm gonna be so silly with me.
You're a fisherman. I love it.
No, there was this guy from my mission that he would always ask us. He was, like, a member there, so he was older, and he was just like, what's your type, sister? And I'm like, that's a really weird question to ask me as a missionary. And I was just like, tall, dark, handsome, right? Something stupid. He's like, you have no type. He would tell that to every single sister, like, just remember, you don't have a type. I'm like, that's really weird. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. But now, like, older, I'm like, it's interesting how, like, things that you thought you wanted, and then you meet the right guy, you're like, oh, that doesn't matter to me as much. And things that you were like, oh, there's no way I would date someone like that, you kind of are a little bit more flexible when you do meet that person that treats you well.
Absolutely.
It's weird.
It is true.
Yeah.
Like, this guy I was talking to, like I was telling you guys, I'm like, he's not flirty, but he's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he talks, we have good conversation, but he's not flirty.
Mm-hmm.
And I've realized I need someone that's flirty.
Yeah.
And so I realized I don't like
dudes
him
that
that
are
much.
trying to slide in Desi's DMs, you gotta be complimenty. You gotta be flirty.
Like, oh my gosh, you're such a goddess. Like,
Brazilian goddess.
Like, I want to be treated like royalty by you.
Nice.
If I don't get that vibe, I'm out.
There you go. And so
I'm a Leo. Come on. Get it together. I need to feel like you're just like in love, like just, oh my gosh, Desi. You know, if I don't get that vibe from you, I am not attracted to you. I don't know why.
Do we all agree that if we were outside of Utah or even the United States, that we would have a different, if we were back in our home countries?
Yeah, everyone in my country is my type.
No, I'm taller than everybody in my country.
The day you go to Brazil,
don't.
Stacy,
Don't.
You will never come back.
I imagine Brazil just full of a bunch of like
beautiful
Jesse Williams.
Oh yeah.
Like
Men are so beautiful in Brazil.
I believe it.
Not
in Guatemala. I don't think Guatemalan dudes are cute at all. Like, not even a little
I
bit.
will say I never dated Hispanic here. Like, I'm sorry, but the Latino boys that were here in my area, in my neighborhoods,
just wasn't it.
No, I'm sorry. Just not it. And it's I'm like, oh my gosh, there were some guys that I'm like, okay,
but you don't want to have to do that.
Yeah, and so. I mean, I will say that growing up, I just like white dudes. Because, again, I think we talked about it in one of our episodes. Like, you're just taught that white is beautiful. And
but also,
is
you
better.
like what you don't have. Whatever's new is exciting.
And I mean, like I said, I told myself I will never date another white boy again. So never say never.
She literally married
and I
a
married
white boy.
the whitest boy out there. But yeah, I could just never find myself.
There's whiter.
Being for sure.
There's whiter. Oh yeah,
I agree.
He speaks Spanish.
But then like I would see my friends in Mexico and like who they would hang out with and their weddings and parties, and I'm like, I would date that Latino, right? I would date that Mexican guy for sure, hands down.
There's an exception to everything, and
but those are not on this side of the border.
No,
no, literally.
They're in Miami.
There's like one cute Guatemalan dude.
They are in Miami. Let me tell you that.
That's it.
Stacey, let's go.
I'm looking at flights right now.
No, for real.
So
I just want a Cuban to come flirt with me. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, I think
like a Puerto Rican
in Spanish. Though,
oh, dude, I did kind of date. I didn't date him. I went on a date with a Cuban guy. He was 44, I want to say.
Wait, that's the guy that.
And I was like 26.
Wait, hold on. I think I remember this story.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I remember
it was
this.
Bad.
What? Wait, it was bad?
Not bad. He was actually very respectful.
Why did you do that?
I met him at the club.
So many.
It was me and Tanya, and it was these guys, and they approached us, and they're like, "Let's dance," and they were just so like different.
Did they look 46?
They looked older, but
not 46.
Not in their 40s. He had really good skin.
Oh my god!
I remember, and I hope this is not TMI, but like, obviously when you're dancing, especially Latin dancing, you're close, no matter what, right?
Yeah.
And especially if a guy knows how to dance, he'll move you around.
I'm excited to see what you're about to say.
I don't know how it happened, but somehow I felt his thigh. It was rock solid. And I was like, I was so shook.
Are you sure it was his?
Oh my gosh, yes. No, I was like, and like, just feeling, like, dancing with him, like, this guy's, like, really buff. I'm like, I don't go to the gym. Like, why is he even interested in me? Whatever, right? Later, come find out that he was, like, stationed here with the military, and he was, like, a lieutenant
That's right,
guy.
he was a military
Like,
guy,
he was up there, and so, like, yeah, he was always working out, and so... Anyways, that's been my only experience with a Cuban guy, and it was good.
Wow. See, I will say Latinos, though, they tend to, like, if anyone comes up and talk to me, is a Latino guy.
It's funny. I was talking to my coworker about this because we have a bunch of Latino students, and we were just making an observation that these Latino boys are so much more confident than all the other boys. Like, these Latino boys are, like, just, like, in life. Like, the way they, like, talk about, like, they'll come up to me and be like, yeah, I'm not going to do that, or, like, whatever. And I'm like, excuse me, like, I'm your teacher. You have to listen to me. Or they'll, like, go up to another adult and be like, hey, this and this and this. I'm like, these Latino boys are, like, born confident.
Yeah.
And that's why I do think Latino men are much better at, like, spitting game. Mm-hmm. Or how the youth would say now. They'd have, like, a strong Riz game. W-Riz.
Is that what they say now?
Yeah, because Riz is like...
I've never heard that.
It's like charisma.
Oh, interesting.
So it's like Latinos, I feel like, for some reason, are just very good at like...
They are.
Yeah.
They're more flirty.
Right. They know what to say.
I will also say that they can be creepy though. Growing up,
absolutely.
it was always the creepy Latino dudes that would say something to me, and I'm like, "Sir, I'm 12."
But is it because we're Latinos that we like that?
Huh?
Is it because we're Latinos?
Yeah.
And we like that appreciation?
Yeah, because
the physical appreciation.
I'm sure there's girls that are just like that guy that I was talking to. I'm sure there's girls that are just happy with that, and that's more than enough for them.
They just haven't been out and experienced.
It's just me. Like, I love the excitement, the flirtiness.
I do love the flirtiness.
Oh,
it's
for
so
sure.
Fun.
I think it definitely is part of the culture. Like, yes, they can be creepy men saying weird stuff to you in the street. But I saw this commercial or podcast. I can't remember where I saw it. But this lady was walking by a construction site, and no one whistled to her. And she stopped. She's like, "Excuse me, you're not going to say anything?" They're like, "Oh, Valerie, you're so pretty." Like, they started saying stuff at her. She's like, "Thank you."
So this is so funny. That's
the treatment I deserve.
That's funny that you say that, because whatever. In Guatemala, where when you walk around and you look like, you know,
sexy?
Me.
Oh. I mean, yes.
Just like
I did not.
She's like, oh.
Like, I mean, okay, like, in Guatemala, I stand out more so just because I'm taller than everybody. Mm-hmm. And I have really big hair and I'm darker and like whatever.
So sexy.
So like
yes.
Whatever. Say however you want. Whatever. Different. I don't know. But like I would walk down the street and yes, it was like the constant like chiflat like all the time. And it didn't bother me. Like to me I'm like, okay, like if that made you feel good to say something to me, cool. Like I'm obviously not gonna go up to you and be like, so do you want my number? Yeah. Like obviously not. You're but there would be girls that would get so mad and like flip these dudes off and I'm like, for what? What are you gaining besides
compliments?
But like from just ignore it. If it just ignore it.
See, maybe because it happened to me when I was so young that I hated it.
I was gonna say that.
I hated it since then.
I've been like in Brazil. Brazilians are even more straightforward than any other Latino I've ever met. Like there are flirty people, very very flirty. And so yes, same. Like sometimes I'm walking. Like there was a moment of my life that I lived across the street from my school. So I walk to school every day and there's always like construction guys and they are so nasty and I'm like I'm 14 years old.
Yeah, no, so I don't like it. I'm just like I'm gonna ignore it.
Those are the situations that really I was like, this is wrong. Leave this little girl alone.
This is harassment.
Like, it is like I'm 14 now.
Yeah.
Which it is wrong.
But it is funny how, like, Latinos are all about that.
Yeah.
Like, white dudes would never. Like, you don't walk down the street and a white dude, like, yell at you like, from your car.
Cowboys, though. Maybe from their car. She's like, hey there, pretty lady.
Howdy, partner.
If a cowboy ever talks to me, I am turning around.
Hey, they own
You don't
cows.
like cowboys?
They own land.
Okay, wait.
I
low-key love the cowboy look.
Dude,
like, I was just talking to my friend about this. And, like, even, like, the Mexican cowboys, you're going to tell me that's not hot?
The rancho
The
guys.
Mexican cowboys? Bro, I'm like...
Unless you're really, really hot. Then
but
I guess I'll consider it.
To me, it's like, cowboys have a certain, like...
masculinity to them.
Well, yes. There's, like, I work outside and, like...
I take care of the cows.
I love it. I love it. But also, like, here in the United States, I feel like a lot of cowboys tend to not... see life the way I do it. I see life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I can find me like a hot liberal cowboy, I'm all about it.
Which is so
all
rare.
about it. It's so rare. But there are some. There are some.
Yeah, for sure.
So, because I'm like, I love dressing up like a cowgirl. I love putting on cowgirl boots for the aesthetic. Obviously,
sure.
I'm not
the labor part.
I'm not gonna go milk cows. Just kidding. I totally would.
Yeah.
I know you would.
I would love to. Actually,
Can we go to a farm one day? Can we go to Cody's
Listen,
farm?
I've always wanted to milk a cow.
You've never
milked a cow. Okay, wait. I could totally be like an outside worker. See, I'm telling you.
What's different from that?
What?
Okay.
No, say it again.
Really stupid. I said
we'll be back after
my headphones fell off.
She said, I've never milked a cow. And I'm like, yes, you have.
I've never
You know exactly.
milked a real cow.
I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Yes, okay.
I'm so sorry. Sometimes
I
I forget there's a camera right there and I just become
I thought we were just having a conversation.
I know, I was about to say something so nasty, you have no idea.
So really the people that we should be aware of is Desi with her nasty comments.
Yeah.
Not the dudes on Tinder.
No, I'm worse than everybody else
is a
apparently.
dude.
Wait, okay, so do you guys remember any like crazy messages you got on the dating apps?
No, I mean nothing like too crazy from the ordinary. I mean, I've seen like your guys' stuff, and I never got that when I was in.
Really?
Maybe it's close to that, but never that straightforward. I saw this girl posted what she was getting on her Tinder conversations too, and it was literally so disgusting. I'm like, guys really think like, she's gonna see this text and she's just gonna want me and she wants to come up. No,
it just creeps us out.
So I want to say that it is worse now, 100%. Guys are just more direct, like, hey, I want to do this.
I mean, you say things with a lot of confidence when you're behind a screen.
Yeah. You meet them
things
in
you
your
would
life.
never say in person.
They're
so
shy
guys
little
No,
puppies.
and the other thing with
Literally.
dating apps too is, for me, I'm actually terrified too. Like, I'll talk to a dude and then they're like, oh, like, let's meet up. I'm like, no, because what if you're a serial killer? What if you're gonna rape me? What if you're the worst human?
There are rules to online dating. What are your standards as far as like keeping your safety? Like, what are things that you never do?
Dude, I've done things that I said I'd never do.
I know, but not from now on. The person that you have become.
However, though, every time I did something that I shouldn't have done, I would tell somebody. Like, I remember I would tell one of my boy cousins. I'd be like, hey, I'm going to this place. Just find my friends.
Don't judge me.
And if I'm just like, if I text you something, like,
yeah,
please come get me.
Yeah.
Like, so I would tell people, I'm like, hey, my location's on.
I never did.
And I'm going to go to this person's house.
That's crazy. You were such a savage back in the day.
Oh, I was. I look back, there's certain things I don't regret, but there's
You wouldn't tell
definitely.
people?
No, I mean, back then there wasn't, like, trace my phone situation,
That's
like,
true.
on the
That's
iPhones.
true.
I had just come from the mission. I'm like, I don't want people knowing that I'm starting to get into this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I never told anyone. Looking back, there was definitely one night that I'm like, it could have gone bad so fast.
There are so many nights that I'm like...
But I'm like, someone was looking out for me. Thank you.
I'm
sorry, but...
Rule number 1, always drive to your date.
Yes, I always drive myself. Oh, especially the first one.
For 2 reasons. You don't want to be stuck in a guy's car because that can end up so bad.
Or at their house.
Or the house. You don't want to be stuck with someone that has control over taking you somewhere, right?
Right.
Second, if the date doesn't go as well, you can literally just get up and leave.
Yep.
But if you get a ride with a guy, then you're stuck with him until he drops you off.
Yes.
So that's rule number 1. Yeah. Always meet them there, at least for the first time or second time.
Mm-hmm.
Rule number 2, always share your location.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
For
always,
sure.
always
tell somebody. Because my Find My Friends is always on, but like I don't think anyone's like actively looking. But I always tell somebody, whether it be like a cousin or I usually tell or like my roommates or be like, hey, I'm going out to this place.
Mm-hmm.
Just be wary of whatever happens. I don't know.
I think rule number 3 for me is always meeting the person in a public place.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, not even a hike. Like
no, like a restaurant with
somewhere
people.
Public. Yeah. Because
that's what you should do.
Mm-hmm. That's what you should do.
You guys are so smart.
Okay, let's come up with 5 rules.
No, dude, I've done things.
She's not.
I don't
She's
follow
learned
my
from
own
her mistakes.
rules.
Okay, give me 2 more. Let's do 5 rules.
Pepper spray in your bag?
Yes.
Some sort of self-defense.
Always prepared.
I have, in my car, I've got pepper spray and a taser.
Yep.
Nice. But, like, bring it with you, though.
Oh, yes. And then I have a little stabby thing in my coat pocket.
There
always.
you go.
Nice.
That's just what you gotta do nowadays.
And it's crazy that we have to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
I have a scary story about this, but I don't know if I want to share it today.
Yeah, we'll share another time.
We can share it another time. But it's essentially...
Worst dates.
It'd be cool to ask people to send us their dating stories, too.
Yeah.
Okay, rule number 5. One more.
What about curfew? Do you guys set a curfew for that first couple nights?
If I'm having fun, I'll stay as long as I want to.
Right. If the vibes are right, then whatever.
Okay.
But
I do think it's smart to tell a guy, like, hey, I have to be somewhere at 10. Just so, like, I don't think dates should be longer than an hour and a half. At least the first one. Unless, like, the vibe is right. But I think it is nice to be like, hey, I have to be home at this time. Mm-hmm. Just so you know. So then, like, if it's horrible, at least he knows you have to go. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's not, like, a big rule to me, though. It's, like, if I kind of know if the vibes are going to be right, depending on just, like, how we've been talking. Minutes. Yeah. I feel it.
Honestly, yes. Listen to your gut. Mm-hmm. That's probably the 5th rule. It's so important because your gut will tell you. And my gut has told me many times, like, hey, this is not good. You need to get out of here.
Yeah.
And I get out because I'm like, you never know. Mm-mm. And men, and not that women aren't bad. Like, I'm sure there's women out there that are crazies and stuff. But men just... Some of them are just bad people and will stop at nothing to take advantage. And so, in those situations, like, listen to your gut. Feel if the vibes aren't right, get out. It's not worth it.
And it's so easy for you to be tricked because you never know if the person behind the screen is who they really say they are.
Mm-hmm. No, like, people have gotten killed because they meet up with people like that.
Yeah.
I definitely think, it's more high risk dating right now. Like if you meet them online and to actually meeting them in person. Before it was like so normal. It's like, oh yeah, like this is how it is. But now people, obviously predators out there, just know that that's like an easy way to meet with a lot of girls.
Yeah. I will say though, one thing about dating online is that like once you have their name, you can find them their Facebook.
Yeah.
You can find a lot of things about their lives online and like hella stalk them and be like, okay. Because for me, it's like if I find the guy and, for example, like my ex-boyfriend, when I met him online, I literally searched him on Facebook and I was like, he has so many pictures with family. And I'm like, he's a well-known person.
Yeah.
Like he has people around. Because if this guy seems like a loner, that's a big red flag to me. But if he has pictures with friends, pictures with family, and they're consistent, I'm like, okay, you have a community. You wouldn't do something crazy because apparently you have a whole family. Right. You know what I mean?
Also, if I like see someone's Instagram and we have like mutual friends, sometimes if there's a friend that's like close, I'm like, hey, how do you know this guy? Is he weird? And I have gotten like, oh no, he's a creep. And I'm like, okay, thank you so much for letting me know. Appreciate that. And then I don't. Yeah. So like if that's a possibility, ask.
There's definitely pros and cons to like social media and dating, because there's no way you would have found that out if you were just to meet them at the grocery store like back in the day.
Right. Exactly. You just have to trust.
Yeah. Dang. Was there anything else that we want to...
There's a whole lot more things we can talk about. We need to make like a part 2 of this.
Seriously.
Online dating is interesting. But I will say I am grateful for it because in a way I know there's a lot of bad things about it. And I guess one thing that bothers me is like it does create that sense of FOMO. Like it's in the, tip of my fingers to find somebody new. So then I think for girls and boys, you always think the grass is greener on the other side because you could just go find somebody else. Right. And it's easy because you have access to a lot of people. So in a way, I know that can be really bad because it puts in your head, like, if this person's not making me happy, I don't have to put effort in this relationship because I'm one swipe away from finding someone else, right? Yeah. So I feel like people nowadays don't put a lot of effort in relationships anymore because they're one swipe away from finding it. Yeah. Like a replacement. That's bad, but however, I do like that I am exposed to a lot of people because within my community and what I do in my daily life, it will be so hard for me to meet people. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Girls.
Right. Like, I would have never met my ex-boyfriend if it wasn't for the app because I was at BYU, like that whole thing, that whole bubble. He was never part of that. Yeah. So I wouldn't have met him. So I am grateful for the app because you are exposed to a variety of people and there's good and bad in that and being exposed to too many people. But at the end of the day, I am grateful more than I hate it because we do live in Utah. So like I need to see more.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I look at my sister too and her dating experience and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Like it's rough, but I guess just look at the positives. There was actually also a study about arranged marriages and how happy people were in those, and they were a lot happier than normal couples.
I'm dead.
Because they make it work.
Find someone for me.
Yeah, let's arrange each other's marriages.
Okay,
there you go.
I trust you.
So it's interesting how like culturally we think that we have it so much better, right? Because we are like advanced culturally or like have technology, but some things that worked in the past could still work now. Like the thought of arranged marriage, I'm not 100% for it, right? Because I do feel like someone should choose whoever they want to spend their lives with. But these people somehow made it work. They work at it, they take care of each other, they love each other, and eventually they're happier than normal couples.
It's just about accepting. It's like,
it's
this is the person for me.
You're going to be happy if you work for it.
Exactly. It's all about effort. All about effort.
So yeah, I'm like not, like I'm, like sometimes I think it's like, oh yes, arrange my marriage so I don't have to make that choice, but at the end of the day, no. You're not taking my choices from me.
Excuse me.
And whoever you do choose, if you work at it, it will be fine. And it's crazy though, those arranged marriages do work because they work at it. They're like, okay, well we gotta learn to love ourselves. And
so now imagine that you have that knowledge of like working at it will, make you guys happier, but now you guys have the freedom.
I don't want to work on it. That's why I'm gonna stay single. Because I don't even want to put forth that effort.
When you love someone, the effort doesn't feel like a burden. It is still effort and it can still be hard, but when you love someone, it's like, I want to be better for this person. Like my love drives me to make this work. Right. So if it feels like a burden, it's probably not where you're supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, and there's a lot more to that, but I guess we can just leave it at that there's pros and cons to online dating.
Yeah.
There's good things, like really, really good things, and then there's obviously very negative things about it, but in the end, it's your choice. That's a nice thing that we have that freedom to choose for ourselves who we want to spend.
We'll keep you guys posted if anything happens in our love life.
I really wish you guys all the best of luck and always stay safe, honestly. I can't even imagine dating in this crazy world right now, but just know that true love is still out there.
Yes. Be safe out there and happy swiping. All right, thanks for tuning in again. We love you guys, and we will see you next week.
Have a good night. Bye.